Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Now we have got some really important things to go over. Now probably the title of this, the thumbnail is going to be about the day of the Deadpool, that particular gold event. We're going to be talking about that in a big kind of like coverage in a moment. But a couple of micro things to let you know. The new update is live. It's definitely live for iOS. Don't know if it's live for Android. But something very important is the auto claim free crystal. That is actually a really good thing. Right, I've just had that work for me now, just prior to recording. By the way, if you go to your cog, so top left hand corner, so that your cog there, settings, you then go down to the bottom in this kind of corner here, quick claim free crystal, right? As soon as you click on it, claims, right? Brilliant, lovely, right? It doesn't mean that it gets popped, it just means that it's there, which is really handy for, you know, saving for later occasions, but it means that it's like cycling through. In any case, that's that. There's also another thing, which is the Alliance Quest War update. An update about some changes coming to Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars in October. For Alliance Quest, we will be removing linked nodes from mini bosses and final bosses locations to allow summoners to progress through maps without being blocked by the progress of other Alliance members. Handy because things happen. I mean, look, for 7 days I wasn't able to access the game, and you know that causes problems. And I think we had like another couple of people that weren't around at the time because, you know, maybe like one person was at backup in a war. So, you know, it's important to have these kind of things in game and adjusted. And it'll be in the next Alliance Quest event starting October 7th. Great, fantastic. Additionally, we'll now be offering small energy refills for both Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars. That can be really handy to like clear stuff. If you want to like clear routes, just blast it through, boom. It depends on like the cost of them, of stuff. We have attached some small energy refills, which look like this. They look dinky and cool. That's nice. And what else? Check out for further updates. Check out the further updates coming for Alliance Quest Season 10 in November. Great. We talked about this, didn't we? That we needed to have a Season 10. We need the rewards for AQ being buffed. I've had people reach out to me about that. So it looks like that is being dealt with. So happy days with that one. I'll claim them right away. So those two little micro things right there. But the thing that was a big surprise, not arena wins, but the thing that was a surprise was seeing Day of the Deadpool. Now we did speculate on this. If people have been watching the channel, they know that there was a video we put out a little while ago on that particular subject. I'm just going to find the thumbnail, which was this one right here, which is gold trading event. Will it return in 2022? And back in August, Kabam Jack said that this doesn't necessarily mean it won't return. Any kind of response to whether or not he thought it would or wouldn't return. It just wasn't something at the time discussed. But it has returned, or it will be returning, which I think is the most important thing we need to talk about. Now, the Day of the Deadpool returning, which looks like it's returning in October, similar to what it did last year, and this was a great event. A lot of players really love this, and I think with a lot of the kind of negative press Kabam are getting, this is a good time to put this particular event out, especially as, you know, it just adds into what you can get in October. This is nice, well done. But it does cause a bit of a problem as to acquisition of gold. If Kabam go over the 2 gold offers they did beforehand, it does mean a lot of players will be scrambling to get gold as quickly as possible in order to be participating in this particular event. But we'll talk about that in a moment and kind of like the implications, but also further implications because progression gating could cause a bit more of a kind of a top end of gold spent. In any case, the message reads that coming soon, an event that will have you saying, hey, an event about Deadpool, because that's what it's about. Incredibly special, ultra rare offers that will get you a 3 to 6 star Deadpool and an amazing progression based solo event for summoners who are a challenger. Higher lets you complete to win a 6 star Deadpool to get excited. Get your pools together and get ready for the days of the Deadpool. Now, as much as that sounds really exciting, it is very much geared towards the spendier of the situation. And herein lies a potential problem. Now, this particular thread post was from last year, October 2021. We're still missing where's Kabam Boo? Like, no one said what's happened to Kabam Boo. Kabam Boo, honestly, I think Kabam Boo is locked up in some sort of like Kabam dungeon somewhere. But in any case, enough about where, you know, Kabam are burying their former employees. Look, the situation about this is it's a very spendy event, but there is opportunity to spend kind of like gold for stuff. We'll talk about that in a second. The problem is the length of time you have in order to get said gold. If Caban put this into the early part of October, it does mean that trying to get gold or acquire gold very quickly, if for whatever reason your gold resources are low. And mine are low at the moment because I've lost 7 days of progression because I had no internet for 7 days. So that ruined like my kind of chance to kind of like top up my gold to a point where I'm going like, hey, I got lots of gold, I'm really happy. So it could mean if this drops in early October, even like if it replicates what it did last year, October 8th to the 11th, it kind of scuppers me, and it might scupper a lot of other players as well with that, unless you're kind of like sporting a good amount of gold. What are you talking about, Richard? I need to kind of further explain that. But with this particular event, you had to kind of like buy something first, and then it allowed you access to a certain type of event. So it's kind of like pay to participate type event, because you basically had to have one of these golden tickets which cost real money, and not everybody has real money and things like that. And you got a profile picture and a 5-star Deadpool and all those lovely stuff, and there was milestone rewards and other things as well. But there wasn't Paragon down around that time, so it could be a case it's more beneficial. Now look, the other side of things, that's the spending side of things. For the non-spending side of things, if you're not familiar with the particular event, there was this nice little kind of like trade-in for gold, which you can see on screen. Let's get this in a better kind of like way that you can see this properly. And I think there was something as well with was it Platinum Pool? I don't know if they'll do they did an arena sometimes. There was like this kind of arena where you could get super fabulous crystals. If they did that arena, that'd be great. That was a fantastic arena. The super fabulous crystals allowed us to get like free units. Well, they're kind of like, you open them, you get a chance at a certain amount of units, and then chunks and pieces of Platinum Pool. Now, it's going to be great if you can get some gold from that and at the same time getting units, and as well with like no Fielding Pools gold crystals. It does present an option. Now, we'll try and do a video tomorrow breaking down the best ways to get gold in a short space of time, because that is a concern. It is going to be a concern to you, because you'll have to get, in order to get these 6-star Nexus Crystal Selector, assuming Caban put this in for a second year in a row, you'll have to get 4.2 million gold. Now, I don't doubt that players will be able to get that, especially if you are Paragon or you're Cavalier and upwards. It's very debatable about that, but it could be difficult. That's going to be the crucial thing. There's going to be places to go in order to get the gold, but it may be a case that time may not be on your side. There's also another deal. So if there's 4.2 million gold to kind of access that one, there is another one. That was, I believe you could have this as well. Part of me's feeling like you had to have at least 6+ mil, maybe even 7 mil, in order to access 2 particular deals. I can't remember. I've tried to find something like images, and there's a lot of contradictions in places, and I want to make sure that it's like these kind of don't contradict the progressions, because it could be a case of that could have been Thronebreaker at the time, and the other one was Cavalier. Like, I don't know 100%, but what I do remember, there was 2 that you could get. So that could be the thing, one or the other, these particular deals. So let's say that you had to have 7 million gold. And hopefully the case you could actually get that. We'll look into that tomorrow, as I said, like how to kind of get it. But this is just kind of like overviewing some of this particular situation. There was also other deals. It's not just about that one. There was also unitary deals as well. If I can just like zoom these into place. I don't know if this is actually going to be very good. It might be a bit blocky. But these particular Day of the Deadpool deals were unit-based deals where you could get things like 6-star shards, tier 5 basics, 5-star nexuses, tier 2 alphas, rank up gems. This could be, with an underline there, important, because it may divert your attention away from spending your units on Cyber Weekend, and we might have to look at a risk on this one. This is the problem with taking a risk on these particular rewards. May be a good thing and a bad thing. Good thing because if you're Thronebreaker and say in there's some tier 6 basic, tier 3 alpha, you could look to elevate yourself. I'm just assuming, by the way. But if the bad side of things is it could take away from the value. If it's progression based, that's another thing. I can't 100% remember if these were progression based or not, or very kind of down the line and kind of it is what it is. But it will take your interest away from Cyber Weekend, and I think it's important not to get sidetracked between what will happen at Cyber Weekend, the progression of where you are, and what you want to achieve. So we'll have to see with that one, because I think that's going to be very important for matters moving forward. But yeah, I'm glad that this is back. Be careful though as to time, because if you've only got, as we said, with the day of the Deadpool, say if for whatever reason Kabam, say it's an 8th of October, which is in, I don't think it will be on the 8th. The 8th drops on a Saturday. So I want to say if Kabam drop it, it will be the 7th, because that kind of feels like more Kabam, and it'll be like a 3-day kind of like event, and then it's boom gone on the Monday. So like hang on, 9th, 10th, 11th, yeah, 3 days. So down the 7th, 8th, 9th, gone on the 10th, kind of like that. If I was to assume that's how Kabam would play out that particular event, so it gives you between today and the end of the week to structure a gold grind that is going to make sure you'll have as much gold as possible. Very difficult in a short space of time. You're going to have to get to arena grinding, and there's going to be some other stuff you might have to do that you might not like, but it may be an option. We'll talk about that in tomorrow's video, as to some good structures, as to places you can go to get gold in a quick amount of time. And you might have to do some things. You really might have. In any case, that's been a video. And good to see it's coming back, this event. Hopefully it's similar than it was last year, but also increases the rewards and the progression-based rewards as well, and all that stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. Check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.